Yeah, this morning I was going to do a video, yeah, and I put my phone on for some reason it wasn't recording. I went, what? Anyway, so I had to go to Uxbridge to get it done, yeah. So I was on a bus and it takes ages, man. It takes ages to get to Uxbridge from where I am, yeah. So anyway, I eventually got there and I got off the bus and I was just going to walk to the phone shop and I see this woman, she had to be, I don't know, in the 80s, I suppose, trying to cross the road, and no one, and I mean no one, was stopping for her. You know what I mean? And I know it's first in the morning, everyone's rushing around, yeah. So I said, 1 minute, all right, darling. And she had a couple of bags in her hand. I said, put the bags on the floor, and I'll take you across the road, yeah. I said, 1 minute. I walked across the road, yeah, and held everybody up, yeah, like a big man. You know what I mean? Just held them up, put my hands out, and stop, mate. Stop, you know what I mean? And then I walked back, got her bags, and walked across the road, and I just said, thanks, mate. And there was a bibbing and all that game. So I put the bags down, and I wanted to do something, but I was with the old woman, do you know what I mean? I couldn't do nothing. I had to frighten the life out of her, you know what I mean? So I said, where are you going, babe? She said, I'm going to McDonald's. She was going to McDonald's to get a breakfast. I couldn't believe it, you know what I mean? She had to be 80s, not, I don't know. But going to McDonald's, I'd love to have got in there with her and said, see what she was ordering, you know what I mean? So I walked to McDonald's with the two bags in my hand, opened the door, walked in there, and I just put her on a chair, you know what I mean? She just sat there for a while. And it was lovely, man. It was lovely first thing in the morning to do that. I felt good, you know what I mean? And I wanted to get all these drivers that are bidding like lunatics, shouting at the motor. You know what I mean? I wanted to do something, but no, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? The old lady wouldn't like that, mate. You know what I mean? She might have had an heart attack, mate. Start fighting and all that, going in the middle of the road. But yeah, I was well pleased. That was my thing for the morning. You know what I mean? And I went to the shop and they pressed a few buttons here and there on my phone, and it all worked. So I don't know what I've done. I mean, I've got one of these new phones, you know what I mean? I ain't got a clue. There's one of these Google things, and I ain't got a clue how to work it. I'm out to turn it on and do videos, but I don't know nothing else, you know what I mean? So I touched a few buttons here and there, and it works. Yeah, and I said, what do you want, mate? He said, no, you can, that's all right, sweet, mate. I'll just give him a tenner, you know what I mean? I said, oh, mate, you can have that. It's worth it to me to get it done, you know what I mean? And the old lady, man, I felt like going back to McDonald's, but she'd have gone anyway. But I felt like going back there and just, buying her little food for her, you know what I mean? But what I should have done, as it happens, I never thought of that. I should have given her a tenner or something so she can buy a little bit of food. You know what I mean? I forgot about that. You know what I mean? Love her little heart, mate. It was like, no one, I know everybody's on the move trying to get to work or whatever they're trying to get to do, yeah? But no one stopped and gave her a hand across the road. You know what I mean? It's terrible, mate. Anyway, I'm gutted. The only thing I'm gutted about is that I'm gutted I never had my phone with me to work, you know what I mean? I'd love to have took a video of that. I really would have loved to have done that. And she was so sweet. And she was a nice old woman, you know what I mean? Anyway, bang, bang, round, good morning, yeah?